So I've been saying since November, I don't give a damn about the Knicks. I don't give a damn about the Celtics.
Oh,
I don't give a damn about Luka and the Lakers. I don't give a damn about Oklahoma City.
because the Cleveland
This
Cavaliers.
Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win the 2025 NBA Finals. I have
And
said
you
it
want to know what's
on.
even better? I was there Wednesday night when they clinched versus the Heat, the first team to clinch a top six spot.
So I've been saying it on record. This has been the best basketball team all year long. They started out 15-0. They have three separate 13-game winning streaks this year. Only one other team in NBA history has done that. JB Bickerstaff, how many times have I come on your show and said that man committed a crime last year? Because he had me thinking Evan Mobley couldn't play. He had me thinking Darius Garland couldn't play. And
And
oh,
I
he's
will
doing
hold that over your head forever. And you know that.
he's doing such a great job with the Pistons. Yeah, wait till they get into a playoff series. Then you'll see how great of a job JB Bickerstaff will do.
Like, literally, here's what JP Bickerstaff is. He is the literal epitome of the perfect program builder. Take young team, get them a little bit of
Then he should
experience,
be
and
a
then move on
college
to the next job.
basketball coach. He should
That's
not
not
be an
the thing, though.
NBA
He's not
coach.
going to be a like number one. College has changed completely. Don't forget that
Yeah, it's
with
a flaming
NIL. All right,
sport.
all
It's a
right.
joke.
So, like, hear me out. College has changed completely with NIL, and that's not going to like a program builder. When I say that, like, he knows how to take teams that have not just teenagers and early 20s guys. He's taking men who are drafted, who are signed, guys who are have experience from college and are already in the pros. He takes them and molds them. And then even if he can't, get them that far into the playoffs, he sets the foundation for the next coach. So that's number one. Number two, Bickerstaff probably is only going to be in that role for 3 more years, barring a miraculous development in his coaching philosophy. You have to give him credit. He's done it in multiple.
I ain't giving him no credit. He was the. I can't
Look,
give that
you
man any
never would have
credit.
gotten to this point without Bickerstaff first. I get why people want to just say
Okay,
him, but you have to give him credit for
does
helping build the
anybody in
culture up.
Golden State give Mark Jackson credit for their championships? I would argue no. It's
I'm not
all
giving. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm giving him credit for the championship. I'm saying to build the team up slowly, so that way when Kenny came in, Kenny was able to do what he did. Mark Jackson was a really good coach. It was a shock to me back then that he was let go. Steve Kerr comes in, they go and win it. Like there are coaches out there, like,
and
and
by the
I
way,
see
Mark
them both
Jackson
in the
hasn't
same.
gotten a job since.
Yeah, but JB Bickerstaff, there's a reason why he keeps getting jobs, and it's because he's taken young cores, teams that have a lot of issues to work out, and he has made them into playoff contenders. Not necessarily, not NBA title contenders necessarily.
teams that are okay with being contenders. I'm not
But then
okay
they
with
move
being a
on. These teams have
contender.
moved on. Cleveland, Detroit probably will at some point, but that's where I give him. He's a program builder. That's
All
what
right.
that's his role in the NBA.
Fair enough. So here's my thing on the NBA nowadays, Sean. The reason why the Celtics won the championship last year, it's about math. You have 8 or 9 guys that can shoot two threes a game. That gives you about 50 points in threes a game. You bake in 50 points with twos and threes. Really hard to beat a team that averages 100 points a night, even in today's NBA, scoring that way. All the Cavs are doing, they're copying the Celtics formula from last year. And I can make an argument they're deeper than Boston. And you know how I feel about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I feel like Jason Tatum is not that guy when push comes to shove. When you need to make the shot in the game, in the series to win that game,
Please put in the little finger wag clip from 25 to 3, please.
Jason Tatum will not deliver. And so, with that being said, listen, in my opinion, if the Cavs do not make the NBA Finals, which I, God forbid, hope it's the Los Angeles Lakers we would play because I think it would be one of the greatest series the NBA would ever see, and I think it would help the
I don't
NBA.
want my heartstrings
That
torn. Don't
no,
do this to
my
me.
heart would not be torn. I would not give a damn who won that series. I'll be completely honest with you. I wouldn't give a damn. I think it would help the NBA after the year it's had because the NBA has taken a beating this year, both on and off the court, with everything that's happening and people not playing back to backs and people complaining and the ratings going down. Um, that's what I want. I think Oklahoma City's obviously legit. Like I think the Nuggets with Jokic are always a factor. He just had 30, 20, and 20 last night, though they're very Jokic dependent. I think more so than in years past. Like I look at it like this. The Cavs are just the best team in basketball. It doesn't matter who we play. All right, Fitz. So we talked about all of the on-court stuff. Let's talk a little bit about off the court because the NBA has been banged up this season. Obviously, we know there's new media rights deals coming in next year, but the NBA style now, in my opinion, it's very redundant. We just got done talking about the Cavs a little bit, right? Like every team shoots a bunch of free balls. Um, and I don't know what the solution is because really the sport has turned into a 2 month sport.
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, LeBron's been the face of the league, and we're seeing players who are younger, like Anthony Edwards. So the other weekend, I'm not sure for folks who are aware, where he basically didn't want to be the face of the league, and I forget the host's name. He was on 923 National CBS network, and just the boo hoo hoo. I'm like, yeah, I agree with this guy. As much as he's being a hard ass on him, it's like I agree. It's like, LeBron even he played clips from LeBron, like, just, how LeBron was given that role of being the face of the league, and how LeBron said in a presser recently, how he understood he needed to take that responsibility despite how hard it was. And in all reality, the biggest thing that I take away from all this is that number one, the players who are younger, I don't get it. Like, shouldn't you want to be the face of the league, even if the criticism comes your way? You are literally taking the spot that everyone's been looking to you for. You are literally about to be, on the cusp of getting LeBron, a guy who a lot of these guys have admired for years, to hand the mantle to you. And I get it. It can be a tough responsibility, but I'm a competitor and I get it. I get that you don't want to be criticized, but it's still kind of weak and pathetic in my mind. Just that people in that NBA, those NBA circles, just want to shrug off the responsibility. It's like you shouldn't want to. You want to be the guy. You have a chance to be the face of the league, and if you capitalize on that, you are immortalized forever. Like if you can do that, and the fact that some of these younger players like Edwards are just wanting wah 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 now, that's what bothers me. Maybe it's just the competitor side of myself, but I don't know what they want to do at this point
I
with
mean,
these
I
guys.
I mean, I think it turned into all the way to NBA All-Star Weekend, which they tried, the four-team style. I don't think it worked. I don't know what the solution is. Me and Austin Arnold were talking. Like I said, that interview aired on Tuesday. I really like Austin's solution because I think one of the biggest problems with the NBA is the late game fouling. And I think it's a problem in basketball, period, where you
Mhm.
have so many fouls in the last 20 seconds
Right.
of the game. I like Austin's solution of, hey, you know what? You get two intentional fouls. After that,
Mhm.
it is a technical foul, and the team that got fouled takes possession. The,
Oh, that's interesting indeed.
that will cut down the late game fouling because let's face it, like the situation with the Cavs game at the time of this recording last night, there was how many? There was like six fouls in the last 20 seconds of the game. It took forever. The game never really did feel out of reach. Like, again, maybe if it's a 5 point game with 15 seconds left, that rule would cut down on the drama a little bit. But we want to see guys just get victories and get out of there. We don't need to spend an extra 15 minutes or in the last 2 minutes of a basketball game. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, man. It's the funny fact is that when I was watching, down at Rocket Arena, the Cavs and Heat on Wednesday night, the Heat were so resistant to fouling. There was one foul that should have been called on Donovan again when they fouled Mitchell, but they never called it. That ran several seconds off the clock, and then blah blah blah, and
Are
then they
are
finally
you
called one on Garland. Like the
are
Heat
you
were
talking about
hesitant to
that
foul.
play that that
Final
that
30
went off?
seconds. Final 30 seconds of the game.
Are you talking about that play that went off Mitchell's knee?
No,
Okay, I was
no.
just saying because that was a
No,
clean
Donovan
strip.
was circling around the Cavs
Oh yeah
area.
yeah yeah yeah.
And then
I
like
got
they
you.
didn't like it was obvious. Like Kenny Atkinson was animated. Like, and then they finally called it on Garland, like, once they got the ball back. Like that I was just shocked that the officials weren't calling it. It's like this is not the time to hold your whistles, boys. Like I wouldn't have even made an excuse because the Cavs did sleepwalk for a while in that game. And
So
if they lost that, that's on them. But, the officiating, I was kind of surprised by that.
so here's my other thing. I think the NBA, I think the playoffs have turned into a different sport, but I also think the playoffs last way too long. I think we need to cut and create urgency in the playoffs. Here's my solution: the first round is a 3 game series.
I
The
think
second
that's not
round,
going to work. You're going
yes,
to have
it
to go
will.
best of
It
five.
is
You're going to have to go best of
urgency.
five.
Okay, fine. Make it best of five. The second round, best of five. Third and fourth round with the finals and counter, you can do best of seven.
Yeah,
But we
if you're going to do, because the thing is with the media rights deals, that's where the thorny issue comes in. And I think if you try to even go best of three anywhere, that's going to be an issue. I think you would have to do best of five for at least the first round, maybe best of five for the second round, and then I think probably best of five wouldn't work for the second round, but just for argument's sake. But yeah, the media rights deal, especially the number of games, that's going to be a major factor and that's where you have to consider things there. That's where it's just tough. It's
speak.
tough to cut games like that, especially when you have a set contract like that and then have to go through all the renegotiating. But from a practical standpoint, yes, I think if you do a best of five for at least the first round, maybe the second round, that might help. That might help shorten things up, get you done. I think the main thing is just making sure that you're done before like Father's Day probably helps out a little bit more too.
See, here's my thing. They need to be done by Memorial Day. I don't like the fact that the draft is the week after the finals, and then free agency is the week after that. You give no time for us to
I've been a
evaluate the season.
I've been I want free agency before the draft.
Yes,
That's what
that
I want.
it needs to be the NFL way. Free agency needs to happen before the draft. I agree with you. But the NBA obviously doesn't do it that way. But I think like if you have NBA Finals Game 7 hypothetically on Memorial Day, where typically the Eastern Conference Finals Game 7 or Western Conference Final Game 7 has always been, like you're gonna get a big number.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. But I do like your solution there. Like it's something where I think again, I don't think you can do best of three. The media networks would never allow that. But I think you could get away with the best of five.
Like that clip from the Brands World podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brands World podcast right here on YouTube.